Assalamualaikum and hi to our dearest classmate and Madam Zaibeda. Today, our group will be presenting about a string and comparative study of Top Glove Corporation Berhad and Kossan Rubber Industries Sendirian Berhad. I will introduce our group members. Aina Batrisha binti Zahari. I'm Amira Shohada binti Anis. This is Nur Farah Irdina binti Muhammad Sani. And the last one is Nur Hidayati binti Hang Tua.
In this part, I will talk about financial ratio. If you want to measure the quality performance of a company with other competitors, usually we will use financial ratio. There are several types of financial ratio. First, profitability ratio. What's meaning by profitability ratio? This ratio is to measure and evaluate the ability of a company to generate their revenue. Moving forward to liquidity ratio, it used to determine how the company pay their short-term debt obligation. Furthermore, efficiency ratio is to measure the ability of a company to generate their revenue from assets and operations. At the end of financial ratio, which is leverage ratio, where this ratio shows how a company rely on debt financing compared to equity ability to meet its operations. Without wasting our time, let's move on to trend analysis of Top Glove.
Today we present about Top Glove company backgrounds. So Top Glove was established in 1991 in Malaysia. The company started with only one factory and a single glove production line. Today, Top Glove has grown into the world's largest rubber glove manufacturer, controlling approximately 26% of the global market and exporting its product to almost 200 countries worldwide. So the company operations are guided by its corporate value, known as RIVER, which stands for respect, integrity, value, improvement, and relationship. This value support Top Glove vision, which is to be a world-class partner in glove and healthcare product, and also its mission of ensuring safe human product protection globally.
Moving on to our next slide, I'll be talking about the company background of Kossan Rubber Industries. Firstly, Kossan was established in 1979 and has grown into a world-class manufacturer of latex disposal gloves and high-quality engineered rubber products. Kossan also emphasized strong core values such as being inspired. For example, Kossan motivates employees to stay passionate and committed in achieving company goals. Secondly, innovation. For instance, the company continuously improves products and process to stay competitive in global markets. Thirdly, honorable. Kossan conducts business with honesty, ethics, and integrity. Moreover, committed. For example, the company is dedicated to delivering high-quality products and meeting customer expectations. And lastly, caring. For instance, Kossan values the well-being of employees, customers, and the community while protecting lives through its products. Moreover, Kossan's vision is to become a respected global company by protecting lives through purposeful rubber products. Meanwhile, the mission of Kossan is to provide innovative and reliable gloves and engineered rubber products in a sustainable manner with integrity.
For the first type of financial ratio, which is profitability ratio. For the first ratio is profit margin. As we can see to the chart, we can see that Top Glove earned the most highest profit margin on 2021, which is 48%. It shows that Top Glove has the ability to translate their revenue to profits. Next ratio in profitability ratio is return on asset. The most preferable year of return on asset for Top Glove is in year 2021, which is 80%. This indicates that the company effectively use and utilize their asset to generate profits. Last but not least, return on equity. So the most likable year for Top Glove is in year 2021, where they generate their profitability of investment and their percentage is 108%. Clearly, we can see that Top Glove shows their better performance in 2021. Next, I will pass to next presenter.
Our next agenda is the efficiency ratio analysis for Top Glove's Corporation Berhad. First and foremost, fixed asset turnover shows the highest value in 2021 at 1.33 times, indicating that the company used its fixed asset most efficiently in that year. Next, account receivable turnover is highest in 2021 at 30.16 times, which means customer paid quickly and credit management was strong. Other than that, total asset turnover also performed best in 2021, showing effective use of total asset to generate sales. Furthermore, inventory turnover peaked in 2022 at 8.03 times, which indicates efficient inventory management and lower holding costs. And lastly, average collection period was lowest in 2022 at 27 days, meaning the company collected cash faster during that year. Overall, the analysis shows that Top Glove's best efficiency performance was mainly in 2021 and 2022.
Next, I'll present the liquidity ratio analysis of Top Glove Corporation Berhad from 2021 to 2024. Liquidity ratios measure the company's ability to pay its short-term liabilities using its current assets. In this section, we focus on two ratios, which are the current ratio and the quick ratio. First, let's look at the current ratio. From the graph and table, we can see that the current ratio was 1.98 in 2021, increased to 2.12 in 2022, then declined to 1.83 in 2023 before improving slightly to 1.93 in 2024. Although there are some fluctuations, the ratio stays close to 2.0 throughout the period, which indicates that the company maintains a stable liquidity position. This means Top Glove generally has enough current assets to cover its short-term obligations. Next, moving on to the quick ratio. The quick ratio shows the company's ability to meet short-term debts without relying on inventory. From 2001 to 2022, the quick ratio shows a slightly increase followed by a dip in 2023. However, in 2024, the ratio rises again, showing a noticeable improvement. This trend suggests that by the end of the period, Top Glove's most liquid assets are stronger, then the company is better prepared to meet short-term liabilities. In conclusion, both the current ratio and the quick ratio fluctuate slightly over the years, but overall they show that Top Glove is still capable of paying its short-term debts. The improvement in both ratios in 2024 indicates that the company's short-term financial position is improving. That's all for the liquidity ratio analysis. I'm passing the slide to the next person. Thank you.
So next, I will present about the leverage ratio analysis for Top Glove Corporation Berhad. So leverage ratio are important because they show how much a company relies on debt and whether it is able to meet its fixed financial obligation, especially the interest payment. So first, we look out to the debt to total asset ratio. From the trend shown, Top Glove debt ratio declines from 0.26 in 2021 to 0.16 in 2022, and it remains stable at 0.6 in 2023, and 2024. This indicates that Top Glove reduced its reliance on borrowing funds over time, which suggests a more conservative and stable capital structure. So a lower debt to asset ratio generally means lower financial risk, as the debt company is less dependent on debt financing. So last but not least, the fixed charge coverage ratio. This ratio has followed a similar pattern to the time interest earn ratio. So the ratio dropped from 2,398.42 in 2021 to negative value after 2022, indicating that the company struggles to generate enough income to meet a fixed financial commitments such as insurance and other fixed charge. So this suggests an increase in financial pressure despite the lower debt level. In conclusion, while Top Glove successfully reduced its reliance on debt after 2021, The declining coverage ratio indicates weaker earnings performance in recent year. This trend highlight the needs for better cost control and improve operational performance to strengthen the company financial position.
Our next agenda is comparative analysis between two companies, which is Top Glove and Kossan Rubber Industry. Without wasting our time, let's get started with first ratio, which is profitability ratio. For profit margin, it can be seen that between two companies, Kossan on percentage 6.3%, which more earning profits and generate sales than Top Glove. Furthermore, for return on asset, the most preferable company goes to Kossan on percentage 3.3% better than Top Glove. The final ratio of profitability ratio is return on equity. As we can see on the chart, it shows that Kossan who obtained 2.9%, where Kossan effectively using shareholder funds to generate profits. Next, I will talk about efficiency ratio. We start with receivable turnover. What can I analyze from this chart? It seems that Top Glove obtained 7.29 times, which is more preferable on collecting debt from customer better than Kossan. Moreover, for average collection period, it is clear that Top Glove only took 49 days to collect credit sales better than Kossan. Besides that, in inventory turnover, we can see that Kossan obtained 8 times, where Kossan oftenly replaced and sold their inventory better than Top Glove. Other than that, I will proceed with fixed assets turnover. It can be seen that Kossan obtained higher ratio, which is 1.19 times than Top Glove, which means that Kossan make use of their assets to be more efficient. As a final point, I will explain about the total assets turnover. As shown on the chart, Kossan gained 0.46 times as higher ratio than Top Glove. This means that Kossan generate higher volume of sales. Next, I will pass to the next presenter.
Next, I will present the comparative analysis of liquidity ratios between Top Glove Corporation Berhad and Kossan Rubber Industries Berhad for the year 2024. Liquidity ratios show how well a company can meet its short-term obligation. In this comparison, we focus on the current ratio and the quick ratio. First, let's look at the current ratio. Based on the chart, Top Glove has a current ratio of 1.93, while Kossan records a much higher current ratio of 8.15 in 2024. This indicates that Kossan is in a stronger liquidity position compared to Top Glove, as it holds significantly more current asset relative to its current liabilities. Top Glove, although lower, still maintains an acceptable level of liquidity. Next, moving on to the quick ratio. For the quick ratio, Top Glove records a value of 1.53, while Kossan's quick ratio is 7.36. This shows that Kossan has a significantly stronger quick liquidity position, meaning it can meet its short-term liabilities more easily using its most liquid assets without depending heavily on inventory. In conclusion, while both companies are able to meet their short-term obligations, Kossan demonstrates a much stronger liquidity position than Top Glove in both current and quick ratios for 2024. This suggests that Kossan is more financially flexible in the short term. Next, I will present comparative analysis of leverage ratios between Top Glove Corporation Berhad and Kossan Rubber Industries Berhad for the year 2024. Leverage ratios measure how much a company relies on debt financing and its ability to meet fixed financial obligations. In this section, we look at 3 ratios: debt to total assets, times interest earned, and fixed charge coverage. First, let's look at the debt to total assets ratio. In 2024, Top Glove records a debt to asset ratio of 0.16, while Kossan has a lower ratio of 0.11. This indicates that Top Glove relies more on debt financing compared to Kossan, whereas Kossan uses more conservative capital structure with lower financial risk. Next, moving on to the times interest earned ratio. Top Glove shows a negative times interest earned ratio of negative 2.15, which means the company faces difficulty covering its interest expenses from operating profits. In contrast, Kossan records a much stronger tie of 7 times, indicating that it can comfortably meet its interest obligations and has a stronger ability to service debt. Finally, let's look at the fixed charge coverage ratio. Once again, Top Glove records a negative fixed charge coverage ratio of 1.15, suggesting that the company struggles to cover fixed financial charges such as interest and lease payments. On the other hand, Kossan records a fixed charge coverage of 9 times, showing that it can easily meet its fixed financial commitments. In conclusion, Kossan demonstrates a much stronger leverage position than Top Glove, with lower reliance on debt and a significantly better ability to meet interest and fixed charge. Top Glove, meanwhile, face higher financial risk due to weaker earnings coverage. That's all for the leverage ratio analysis.
In conclusion, after analysing the financial ratios of both companies, Kossan Rubber Industries shows better financial performance in the year 2024. All in all, financial ratio analysis is important because it helps evaluate company performance, compare with competitors, and identify trends over time. By understanding financial ratio, managers and investors can make better decisions for future performance of the company. That's all from us. Thank you.